Hey everyone, it's Jess from Meyer Hatchery and welcome to another episode of Meyer Makes. Today we are going to be making some easy egg warmer baskets. To get started, you're going to need some cotton fabric and you're going to cut this fabric into 12-inch by 12-inch squares. So this project is great for if you have some scrap fabric you need to use up. You're also going to need some thinner batting to put on the inside. You kind of have two options. You could use this fusible batting that I have here that you can actually iron right onto the fabric, or you can use a thinner cotton batting like I'm using, and I like to use this basting adhesive to hold everything into place while I'm sewing up my egg warmers. I'm going to go ahead and cut my fabric into those 12-inch by 12-inch squares, and I'm going to do the same to my batting as well. I like to stack my fabric depending on the type of cutter that you have. This just helps to keep everything nice and squared off and even when you're cutting. Now that everything is all cut out and I've given everything one more ironing, we're going to go ahead and put our fabric together so we can sew it. You're going to place your fabric so the right sides are together. And you're going to notice that your batting is on the outside. That's a good thing to remember. And we're going to stitch all the way around using a 5/8 inch seam allowance. You're also going to want to mark an opening for yourself for turning your project. So I like to make mine about 1.5 inches to 2 inches. It just makes turning a lot easier. I also like to use these pens here that you can wash away the ink, and there's even an end that will go away with air. Now that we have everything marked, let's go ahead and stitch all the way around using that 5/8 seam allowance and making sure we're leaving our opening in our egg basket. A quick tip after you're done is if you want really square corners is to kind of trim off the edge like this. Be careful not to hit your stitches, and that's going to help your corners not have too much bulk. Another thing that you can do is you can use some peeking shears around the outside, and I went ahead and did that and trimmed kind of close to my seam or my stitching line there. Especially because I used that batting, it just takes away some of the bulk. After everything is all trimmed, you can go ahead and turn your project to the right sides out. Be careful and make sure to really push those corners out. You can use a dowel rod or an end of a pen with the cap on to really push those corners. And here's what our projects look like all turned to the right side. I did go ahead and iron everything again because it got a little wrinkly from turning it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch around the edge one more time. And this time though, we're going to use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we're just going around the edges. And you also want to make sure when you're ironing to kind of tuck in where your opening is, and you're going to stitch that as well. With everything all stitched, it's time to mark on how we're going to build the basket holder part of our basket. So you want to take a ruler and you're going to find the center after you folded your square in half, and mine ended up being 11 inches by 11 inches after all of our stitching and turning. You're going to mark the top. And then you also want to mark the two sides. Since mine's 11 inches, I'm marking mine at 5.5 inches. We're going to fold our fabric in half and we're going to stitch down just about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. I like to kind of back stitch and really make sure that that is nice and secure. Then we're going to kind of fold or turn our basket so those marks that we made line up with the center. These are your opposite sides. And again, we're going to stitch this going down about 3/4 of an inch, and you're going to be grabbing all of your fabric. Go very slow depending on the type of machine that you have. And here's what everything looks like after it's been all sewn. We've got our little pockets. Now you're going to reach your hand inside and you're going to kind of push down, and you're going to start to form a square at the bottom. That's going to be the bottom of your holder there. And then you can open up your little they look like petals to me on the outside, kind of bend that down, and there's the places where you're going to put your eggs. You can use this basket for keeping eggs warm or displaying hard cooked eggs, or For me, I'm probably going to put some blown out eggs in here and just use it as a really pretty display basket. I love the way this project comes out. It's so incredibly easy, but looks really, really impressive. Here's what our basket looks like when we put some eggs on the inside. And I'm actually just using some fake eggs for our test here, but you can definitely put in your regular eggs as well. Hopefully I've given you some inspiration to make your own egg warmer basket. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.